welcome to the stream. How's your life? How's your day? How's your everything? I had a rough day, chat. As you may know, or as you probably don't know, I don't think I've said it before. I bought a car recently. Very exciting. My first car, right? Not a massive flex. I am 20, so I probably should have had a car by now. First car, right? And I wake up today. I bought it like literally days ago. I wake up today and it's gone. It's just gone. I take my dog on a walk and I go, oh, my car's not parked where I left it. You probably need to know I hadn't registered the car yet. The car's in my name. The title's in my name, but I hadn't registered the car yet. Because to register the car, you needed insurance. And every insurance company I checked, you needed a driver's license, right? So, and I don't have my driver's license because to get your driver's license, you need a car that has insurance. Your car didn't get stolen, did it? No, it didn't get stolen, all right? Just listen to the story, all right? Well, yes, no, actually, it did get fucking stolen, all right? Here, it's okay, I got it back, all right? The story has a happy ending. Well, kind of. You'll see, all right? You'll see. I don't have my license because, as you may know, in order to get your license, you need to bring your own car, at least where I'm at. They make you bring your own car, and that car has to be registered to you and have insurance. You see the little problem I have here, chat? You know, I need a lot of things to get a lot of other things that I need to get the other things. So, you know, I'm stuck in one big giant loop. Got the car literally a week ago. According to the law, I have 30 days to register that fucking vehicle. When I register that vehicle, then I can get my license and insurance and all that crap, right? So, I wake up and my car's gone. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Right? So what I do is I go to the front office, right? And I immediately know it's probably been towed. Because the tow company circles my apartment complex and, like, just tows cars. And I was like, dude, I didn't do anything wrong. I literally just bought the car. Like, I called up some friends and I was like, hey, I'm so angry right now. They just took my fucking car. Like, illegally. Like, I did nothing wrong. It wasn't parked in a handicap spot. It was parked in the parking lot of the apartment complex where I live. And it didn't have plates because I bought it 3 days ago, right? So I'm already really, really mad, right? And I call the tow truck company and I'm like, hey, you guys have my car, right? I know you guys have my car. And he goes, okay, one second. And I hear a woman yelling in the background. Wow, I wonder why she was mad. Right? I hear a woman yelling in the background. He goes, one sec, and he puts me on hold, and then he hangs up on me. I call again, straight to voicemail. I call again, straight to voicemail. I call again, and he goes, one second, and he hangs up on me immediately. So now I'm, like, really, really mad, because I'm like, dude, you guys stole my car. I'm just trying to get my car back. I did nothing to you, right? You're gonna hang up on me. If you want to put me on hold, fine. But if you're gonna be a dick and you're gonna hang up on me after being a dick, because he had an attitude, right? Like, he obviously had an attitude. He wasn't having a good day. Guess what, buddy? I wasn't having a good day either, all right? But I was nice. You know, I'm not rude to customer service workers, or I try not to be rude to anyone, but especially in a business setting. Maybe he had to do a Duolingo lesson, go easy on him. No, because I waited for 30 minutes and he didn't call me back. Right? When he says 1 second and hangs up on me, you assume that he'd call you back. Actually, it wasn't 30 minutes. It was probably like an hour, right? So I wait an hour for this dude to call me back and nothing, right? So I go to the front office of my building and I'm like, yo, why'd you have my car towed? You know, like, why'd you do that, right? I have a right to legally own my car without a license plate for 30 days. And she goes, you'll have to call the towing company, right? And I'm like, she just tells me you have to call the towing company. So I call the towing company, and, you know, as I said, they hung up on me, right? So I go to the office again. I'm like, hey, I get back, right? I call, I look up the towing company, and I call them, and I'm like, hey, listen, I called an hour ago, you didn't call me back, right? And they were like, okay, whatever, what's your car, make and model, blah, blah, blah. I was like, da-da-da-da, right? Here's my car. And they were like, okay, come get it. And I was like, okay, cool. Right? So I went to the office, right? And I was like, hey, why'd you tow my car, right? And he was like, oh, well, you didn't have plates. And I was like, well, I have 30 days to legally get plates. You just stole my car. And he interrupts me. And he goes, it's in the contract. Like, he speaks over me. I'm like, dude, what else do you want? Let me speak. I don't care how bad of a day you're having. All right? I don't care how bad of a day you're having. Let me speak. You just stole my car. All right? I do not care. Let me speak. He's like, yeah, no, to get it out, it's going to be $135, right? And I forgot my car key at home, right? But we wanted to go make sure they actually had my car. I'm like, $135 for what? You took my car illegally, and legally stolen. You took my car illegally, and you had it for less than 8 hours. You didn't even have it overnight. It was there when I woke up this morning, right? So I'm like, what are you even talking about? I'm so mad. And I say that. I'm like, yo, I have 30 days. It was only here for, he was like, oh, there's a contract with your apartment complex, blah, 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 talking over me. Oh my gosh, the nerve, like I'm supposed to go, oh yeah, that was my bad. I'm sorry I followed the law. I'm sorry I parked my own car in front of my apartment and expected it not to be taken, right? That was my bad. And he's like, that's $135, right? And my dad's in there talking to him too. So I throw my card on the table and I walk out. Because I'm not dealing with this shit. This guy is so rude. And I just walk out, right? And then my dad comes out and he's like, I didn't pay anything. We have to go get your key. And we have to talk to my apartment complex to make sure that it doesn't get towed again. Because I can't get it registered yet. You know, I can't get it registered until tomorrow. So, you know, we go to the office. And I'm like, hey. So I'm about to go pay money to get my car back. My car that was stolen, right? You know, could you give me like an exemption, right? Could you have them not tow it for literally a day? Because at this point, I'd scheduled my appointment to get registered tomorrow. I was like, you know what? I'll call every insurance company in Orlando to get registered for my appointment tomorrow, right? And she's like, no. I'm like, the fuck you mean no? You own the apartment, you have the contract with the company. She's like, no. You know, I don't know what to tell you. If you bring it back, they're probably gonna tow it. I was like, this is your property. You're the property manager. What do you mean? I bring it back, they're gonna tow it, right? Like, what the hell? Oh, there's nothing I could do. Yes, there is absolutely something you can do, right? So I'm like, but like, I can't put it anywhere else. I can't afford to have them take it overnight. Like, my car was parked completely legally on the property, right? There is no reason that this should have happened, right? And she was like, I'm sorry, I just can't help you. My hands are tied, right? And so this guy, right, this competent man, right? Okay, she's probably not incompetent, I'm probably just mad, but this competent man walks out and he's like, why don't you call a person who works at HOA, right? And she was like, oh, about the such and such? He was like, no, about the car. And I was like, come on, right? And he was like, well, the HOA has the contract with the towing company, so why don't you just call them? It wasn't stolen, it was borrowed aggressively. No, if they charge a ransom to get it back, it was stolen, all right? It was not borrowed, all right? They held it for ransom. So he's like, why don't you just call the owner of the HOA, right? And she was like, oh, well, I guess we could do that, right? And so she calls and she speaks to the towing company. And I'm just like sitting there, right? And then eventually she's like, okay, so you have 24 hours. I told them not to tow your car for 24 hours. I was like, 24 hours? 24 hours? My completely legally parked car, you told them not to tow it for, I have 24 hours to get it registered and insured. And she was like, yep, LOL. And I was like, okay, thanks, right? And so I walk away, right? I'm like super mad and we have to Uber to go and get my car, right? Because I don't have a license, so I have to take someone with me. And we get there, and this guy, oh my gosh, he's so annoying. He's so rude and annoying, and he has this stupid look on his face. Not much happened. He was like, that'll be $135 because they stole my completely legally parked car in my own apartment complex. I was like, okay, fine. Right, fine. I paid the $135. This guy took 15 minutes to come unlock the gate to get my car. Whatever, right? The car's super hot. I'm super annoyed, right? We lay in the car. I have a newfound appreciation for my car, right? So I get my car back. It's not going to be towed for 24 hours. And then I have to deal with the insurance company. All right, then I have to deal with the insurance company. And, oh my gosh, no offense, right? I'm sure the guy, or actually, no. In the beginning, the guy was really rude, all right? And I don't use that term lightly. And again, maybe I was in a bad mood, but like I couldn't hear him very well. And there were some parts where I couldn't understand him. He had a really thick accent, which that's not his fault. Nothing wrong with that. I just couldn't understand him, right? So there were a couple of times where I had to ask him to repeat himself because he was too quiet or whatever, right? And every time I went, I'm sorry, what'd you say? He'd go, sorry, I don't want to be signing up to a policy I don't understand, right? And he tried to sell me a bunch of extra crap, right? And I was like, no thanks, I just want my car insured, right? And it was so much money. I'm not going to say how much money, because that feels like a security thing, but it was a lot of money to get my car insured. I was on the phone for an hour, and in the beginning, the guy was like super rude. He was really nice, like at the end. You know, he's like, oh, thanks for choosing our insurance company, right? Right. But in the beginning, he was really rude. And, like, just, he sighed at me and was like, no. Like, he raised his voice at me at one point because I didn't understand a question. He was just mean. He was just a jerk. All right? Anywho, that's my story. I'm really peeved off, right? I'll get it registered tomorrow, all right? I'll sort this crap out. But they illegally took my car. I legally parked my car, and apparently it's on my lease, but I didn't sign the lease. So, you know, yeah. So that's my story time, chat. That's my story time, chat. Thanks for listening to me complain for 15 minutes. Wow. How do you... Is it that easy to listen to me talk?